Welcome to the Compulsive Investor channel. By the end of this video, you will know how to advertise your properties on 3 different platforms. And I promise that by the end of this video, I will have a song stuck in your head. Now let's get started. The first thing I do is print out my advertising SOP, or standard operating procedure. I print this out and I use a highlighter to highlight each step. For this video, I'm going to be doing this on the computer. So the first thing I do is write in the unit name in this box, and then over here I write the date that I started. I use apartments.com to list my properties and to collect rents. They have a free program that allows you to do just about everything, but they also have paid features, but I've never seen the need for any of these. I can advertise, collect rent. I can connect up my business bank accounts for that rent. It's really a nice program. I highly recommend it. So once I list that property on apartments.com, I highlight that like so. I have a certain description that I use for each of my properties stored in the folder for that property. So I just paste that into the advertising. And once it's up on apartments.com, it's there, so I can change it if I ever need to. If it's a property that I'm rehabbing and I'm not done yet, I'll just use a coming soon picture that I have. It just shows a simple house on it. Once I have actual pictures, I post those as soon as I can possibly get them posted. If you watched my video on why I watermarked my pictures, I talk about how scammers can download your pictures and post their own ads and scam people out of money. So I try to put my phone numbers on those photos whenever I possibly can. Some platforms don't allow you to do this. So in this particular one, I have pictures without my phone numbers that I upload to apartments.com. As soon as I can, I do a video walkthrough and I post that to a YouTube channel that I have dedicated to my rental properties. I list them as private and just give a link out to those that want to view them. I copy this link to my reply sheet, and I'm going to do a video on that at a later date. Once I'm satisfied that I have an applicant, I stop accepting applications once I choose that applicant. This way people don't continue to waste money applying for a property that I already have someone for. But if that ever falls through, I don't deactivate the listing until the lease is signed. That way, if something does fall through with that applicant and I have to reactivate the listing, there'll be people that are waiting that have requested to apply. So once the lease is signed, then I deactivate that listing. Apartments.com is affiliated with several other advertising platforms: ForRent.com, Apartment Finder, Homes.com. There's several platforms that they're affiliated with. And I get leads that come from those. They're called True Leads. That works within the Apartments.com platform. With those, I reply using a Gmail account that I have set up, and I also use Google numbers that I have listed on a separate sheet, and I use that reply sheet as well. My second platform I use is Facebook. I get a lot of leads generated by Facebook, so I use it quite frequently. I have 2 different accounts set up that I use for advertising. Now, the reason why I do that is in case, and this happens more often than I would like it to, if someone doesn't like something that's in one of my ads, for instance, they think I'm charging too much for rent, they can report that ad to Facebook, and that immediately stops that ad from displaying for everyone. And this can really hold things up. And Facebook is really slow at putting ads back up once somebody has done this. So I use a second account that I can go to and post that property just like that. I have a Facebook description, again, specifically for that platform. Now here I add a scammer comment if possible. And I'll explain that. People can share your ads on Facebook. And once they do that, people can comment underneath the ad. And scammers tend to put little notes in there like, if you want this property, text this number or call this number. It's kind of shady the way Facebook allows this, but it is what it is. So I put a comment in all of my ads that say something like, please use Facebook Messenger to contact. And then in big bold letters, I say, do not call any of the numbers in these comments. These are scammers. Hopefully they should see that. They should be looking at the description and the properties. They should see that note and say, oh, okay, I'll use Facebook Messenger. Hopefully they'll do that. If not, well, I can't do anything about that. So I add that note just as a protection. Again, I use that same coming soon picture during the rehab. I post pictures once it's complete or just about complete. With Facebook, I use pictures with my phone numbers plastered across the front of the picture. Another safety against scammers, because whoever's looking at that property is going to know what phone number to call if they do not use Facebook Messenger. Most of the time I try to reply with Facebook Messenger, and I use that reply sheet again that I'm going to demo at a later date. I match any new applications with Messenger. This helps me to confirm people's identity, because there are, again, scammers on both ends, applicants as well on Facebook. And if somebody applies for one of my properties, I want to make sure who they are, and this helps. Once I've chosen an applicant, I mark pending on that ad, and the same thing, I deactivate it once the lease is signed. My third platform is Craigslist, and I have a Craigslist description. Each one of these descriptions for each of these platforms are slightly different because they allow different wording. I have a special phone number set up for my Craigslist ads. I use 330-867-5309-EIN. I told you I'd have a song stuck in your head by the end of this video. I reply using, again, my same phone numbers and reply sheets. Once somebody is signed for that property, I deactivate the listing for Craigslist. Before I sign the lease, I use another standard operating procedure. This is my tenant screening SOP. I'm going to be creating a special course designed around that tenant screening SOP. I feel that this is one of the ways that you can be assured to have an excellent tenant for your property. Stay tuned for my next video. Please like and subscribe down below, and that way you will not miss that video. This is the Compulsive Investor channel.